Hello, everybody, and welcome to Jurassic Park. No, wait, the other thing. No. Welcome
Wrong
to
video,
Future
wrong video.
Fridays. I'm so used to introducing the park. Hello, everybody. My name is Garrett Trott. I am your host today, and joining me as always and as presenter for us is going to be the one and only Jackie Kwan. How you doing
Hello,
today, Jackie?
hello, Garrett. I'm doing all right. You know what? I was just thinking as we were ramping up for this, I really miss doing Future Fridays with you.
Yeah,
I
me
know.
too. It was a good,
It's
good little
yeah,
giggle.
yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait
absolutely.
until lockdowns are over and we can try working this out again. So,
Yes.
anyways, so today, thank you for introducing me, Garrett. What are we talking about today, Garrett?
Today, we have a brand new feature that I believe everyone's going to absolutely love. It is save payment methods. So we can now allow end users to save credit cards on their profiles so that they can use them moving forward.
Great. So, shall I dive in? Shall we dive into this and show
I
people how this
believe
works?
so. I think
Or
most
should
people
we
are
just
champing at the bit.
Should we just banter for a little while? No, okay. Anyways.
Yeah, like 10, 20 minutes. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So let's start off with how you set up save payment methods. Now, we actually just deployed this today, so this should be available and live on everybody's Uplifter sites today, and it will be turned on by default. But let me show you how to turn it off if you don't want to use it. So first of all, in order to configure this, you'll come into your administrative pages and go to Settings, Uplifter Settings, and under your merchant details, you're going to go and look for your credit card payment method. And this feature is only available for payment methods that are available to be saved with Bambora. So at this point in time, that would be your credit cards. So under your credit card method, you'll see that we did update a few things here just because we've added a few additional features and all the rest and some UI elements. But let's just walk through some of these settings. So first of all of this should be sort of managed the same way as it was before. And in order to save your payment details onto a member's account, you'll just want to select this checkbox. And as mentioned, we've enabled it by default for all of our administrators using Uplifter. So if you don't want this on, you can certainly just log in and come here and deselect that and click Save All. The other feature that you might want to, I will sort of take note and mention, I'll provide a few more details for this a little bit later when we get further along after I've shown the saved payment methods, is this new feature called Group Transaction Processing. And there's a little help description that describes how this works. But I will show that to you a little bit later on when we get into the member payments. But what we are able to do now is when we're automatically sending payments up to Bambora, if we see multiple transactions on a single card, we will try and group those transactions for you to reduce the number of transaction charges that you might see as a club. So before I describe that in greater detail, let's look at what this does. So now that this has been enabled on this site, members will be able to see this feature at checkout. So this is a shopping cart that I've got. I've got an item here, and if you go through to your payment information, you'll notice that the payment elements now look just a little bit different. You'll see them as toggled accordions as opposed to buttons. And part of that reason is because we needed to provide an interface to allow you to sort of select different payment methods, and as well to give you a little bit more room to add payment policies. Now, one thing that I will mention as a side note is that if you are allowing members to save their cards to their account, you might want to put together some policies that are attached to your credit card payment method to just let people know how it is that those credit cards on file might be used in future. It's a good idea. It's a good practice. So here, when they do check out, you can enter in your credit card as you have before in the past, but there will be a new checkbox here that says save this credit card for future purchases. So when you click that, the credit card information that you add here and once you check out will then be saved to the member's account. Now, just a couple quick words of note. If they don't check this off, but they have selected installment payments, Uplifter will still work the way that it did before, that on the single invoice, that credit card information will be used on that invoice. But if they want to use that for other invoices so that they don't have to enter it in each time, they'll want to check this off. And it is completely up to the members whether or not they do want to check that off and save it to their account. And it is deselected by default, so members need to opt into this specifically. So that's going to be a change in the checkout flow for your members. Pretty simple, and we've cleaned up the interface here on our step 3 checkout, so we're pretty happy about that. Let's take a look at C on the member side. So I'm in Alan Smithy's member account, how they will see that. So if they were to actually save those payment methods, they would appear here underneath the Saved Payment Methods tab. Now, this Payment Methods tab will only appear if you actually have payment methods in your Uplifter site that have this checked off. If that's not checked off, then you won't see that tab at all in the member account. So that should help alleviate some confusion if there's any problems there. Members at any time can certainly just go in, click Add a Credit Card, and use this. Garrett, don't go shopping with my Visa later.
It's too
please.
late.
Oh, what are you
I know
buying?
That's a real number by the 888888888.
What are you buying? As I'm trying to do this Feature Friday?
Yeah.
In this economy?
I'll get it shipped to the office, so you'll actually at least be able to see what I got.
Oh, is it actually for me?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's mine.
Darn. So here, members can add as many payment methods as they like. They can set them to be default payment methods. So if they have multiple of them, they can certainly set which one will be default so that will be the one that will be selected by default when they go through the checkout. You can certainly update these payment methods by changing, let's say they get a new card because their last card is expired. They can certainly just click Edit and change the expiry date and save that. Or perhaps they actually want to edit the whole card, so they can just click on the edit icon there, enter in the new card information, and click submit. So this allows your members to actually manage all the different credit cards that they may want to save on their account. And you know, this as well, if you actually have shared accounts enabled on your Uplifter site, if there's more than one member on the account, they will be allowed to determine which of these credit cards they can save and allow anybody else who's on their account to also use those shared cards. So it gives you a little bit of granularity in terms of how those cards are being used throughout the account. An additional feature that we've added here is that, let's say the member went through the checkout and they added their credit card information and they forgot to click Save to My Account, but they do want to use it for future purchases. If they go to their account status tab, they can certainly go into any of their recently processed transactions and just click this button that says Save Credit Card to Account. If it's a credit card that we've happened to got saved in with Bambora to actually use for the transaction, you can just click that and save credit card to account, and it will automatically add it to the account. Things that won't appear here would be if, for example, that card was declined. And they won't appear there. So they should appear here under the Save Payment Methods once I refresh my screen, and they will be able to be used for future purchases. I hope, actually, I did use the right one, didn't I? I think I did. Yes, I did. Let's see.
It's been a long time since we've done a video like this, and I suspect that we're a little rusty with things.
I'm not, you know what, I forgot to turn all the things off my computer so that my computer would run a little faster. So yeah, there we go. So so here we are, we now have 2 Save Payment Methods here, and you can certainly change the one that you'd like to use by default. So that's what the members will see. On your administrator side, you'll see a very similar screen here, and you'll have the ability to help members change their credit card information if they need to, remove them if they'd like to, change the ones that are set by default. Additionally, if any of these saved credit cards are being used for a future payment that's already scheduled with Uplifter, maybe it's an auto-renewing fee or another pending payment in future, they won't actually be able to delete them. They'll see a little icon here that says this is attached to other pending payments, so please don't delete me. So those will be elements that you might see in this interface as well. So the additional thing that I wanted to show you is how you as administrators can help your members and leverage this information as well. So now if, as an administrator, if you had members that actually had checked out and then they come back to you and they say, oh, you know what, I want to add that Wednesday session to my registration, can you log in and can you just add that to my account and charge the card on account? It used to be that you had to do it on the on one of their previous invoices. But now what you can do is you can actually leverage some of the shared cards on their account. So for example, here's a invoice here for Mary Oliver, and she here says she's paying by check. But let's change this so that she's actually paying by credit card. As previously, you'll be able to either, if they have any saved cards on their account, you'll be able to select that and just charge that card instead. Or you can certainly enter a new card information as well. And if that card gets authorized and this payment is paid, then, if that card gets authorized, you'll be able to click on the same button that we saw over there that allowed you to save particular cards to your member account. You'd see one of these little save credit card to account buttons on this page here, and you'd be able to just use that card onto the member's account as well. So did I explain that right? I feel like I skipped a step somewhere. Garrett?
No, you did a wonderful job.
Yeah, did I? Yeah. Okay.
The
sure?
one question that I'm sure is on everyone's mind is Uplifter now saving people's credit card data?
And are you using them for your nefarious purposes, Garrett?
Yeah, we've already gone over this. Of course I am, yes. Buying everything.
Thanks for bringing that up, Garrett. As always, Uplifter is not saving any of this information within Uplifter. We never have, we never will. We're just allowing you to manage that information just a little bit better. This information is being stored, tokenized with your payment gateway provider, so that is Bambora, in their PCI DSS level 1 compliant facilities, so you don't have to worry about the safety of that card information. It is not more accessible now that they are saving it to their account. What we've done is we've just allowed you to sort of reuse those tokens that were created originally and reuse them on additional transactions. So none of that has changed. Now, one thing of note that I will mention is that when you are on somebody's account as an administrator and you see these buttons that save credit card to account, I do urge you as administrators to know whether or not you have authorization to actually save that card to a member's account. Make sure to not just willy-nilly go to everybody's account and just start saving it. Make sure that you know that the members know that you are saving this to their account, because when the members log in, they'll be able to actually see this list of cards on their saved payment methods. So if you could please, keep that in mind as you are using those administrative tools that we've provided you. One other thing that this is completely a side note, but I thought I'd mention this. For any of sorry, I got distracted. I'm like, oh, look at this pretty thing called auto-renewing fees. So not a lot of clubs might know this, because I don't know if a lot of clubs are utilizing this feature in full yet, but we have added this feature called auto-renewing fees, and it now appears under the account status tab, so that if you need to actually update cards for any of the auto-renewing fees, you can certainly do that here on this page. You can use one of your saved payment methods. So if you're utilizing that feature in Uplifter, with that in concert with the saved payment methods, will make this feature quite easy to use for the members, so that they can kind of keep track of their payments and keep payments moving forward, and will be better for the clubs because those payments will process much faster, much easier. So I think that is pretty much it. Do I have anything? No, nothing on that tab. So I think that's pretty much all of the features for our saved payment methods. We're very excited. Yeah, we're very excited about this feature, and what we've also done in the meantime is we've also done a whole bunch of sort of work under the hood in terms of payment processing, and we've got some other things coming down the pipe that we'll be able to share with clubs shortly as well. But if you were eagle-eyed, you might have seen it, and if you weren't, well, you'll just have to wait until we release that in the very short term. So
we
Garrett,
are also recording this. They can go back. Yeah, no.
Darn it!
Recording this whole time.
Well, but I didn't mention what it was. They might not know.
That's true.
They might not know. So.
Well, thank you very, very much, Jackie, for that. I appreciate it. You taking the time to show us that. Was wonderful. I know if you guys have any other questions or concerns about this, we definitely have our Learning Center. And of course, you can always reach out to support@uplifterinc.com. And if you like this feature or Uplifter in general, which we certainly hope you do, please don't forget that we do have the refer and save option where you can tell your friends about us and you can save some money and they can save some money, and it's a win-win-win. So we do appreciate you guys reaching out to your friends and colleagues and whatnot and letting them know about the refer and save. That is everything for us today. We'd like to thank everyone for joining us today, and of course, joining in in the future. If you're watching this in the future, thank you so much, and I hope everyone has a lovely weekend.
Have a good weekend. Thanks, everybody.